Good morning, hockey fans and basketball fans. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Well, after an enjoyable run of the playoffs in both the NBA and NHL, we are finally in the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Final. For what I catch during the playoffs, both Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs have been very, very exciting, especially with the Knicks making a run in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they did it exactly made it to the NBA Finals. They just fell short, as you all heard. The Knicks were eliminated last night from the playoffs as they lost Game 6 to the Indiana Pacers. So I'll get to them when I get to the NBA Finals. I want to start off with Stanley Cup Final. Now, this year it's a rematch from last year's Stanley Cup Final. And that matchup is the Florida Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers. Now, this is the third straight trip to Stanley Cup Final for the Florida Panthers. And if you think about it, since 2020, it's been a Florida team in the Stanley Cup Final. The first 3 years, it was the Tampa Bay Lightning. The next 3 years, it's the Florida Panthers. So coming out of the East since 2020, it's been either the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. Now, you gotta give credit to Florida Panthers. You may not like them, you may not admire them, you may not appreciate them, but they are a damn good team. They're a very good team. They got a world-class goaltender in Bobrovsky, and they got a bunch of very good, talented hockey players. So, you may not like the team, you may not follow them, but you gotta give credit to the Florida Panthers. You know, this is their third straight trip to Stanley Cup Final. And if they actually win Stanley Cup Final, it'll be the third straight, my mistake, second straight Stanley Cup championship that they won. So, as far as the matchup goes, I think this is going to be another exciting and entertaining and fun series. I do believe that the series will go 7 games just like last year. Because I think both these two teams are very good. The Oilers have become a very exciting and good team to watch, especially with Connor McDavid on that team. And since he's been drafted to the Oilers, he has become a phenomenal player. And to me, I think he superseded Sidney Crosby. As much as I think Sidney Crosby is a good player, I think Connor McDavid has superseded him. So, would love to see Connor McDavid wins his first Stanley Cup championship, because I think this young man deserves it. He's had one hell of a career up until this point since being drafted by the Oilers. So I think this is going to be an exciting and fun and tight series. I do expect the series to go 7 games. And I think both these two teams are evenly matched. As you all know, this year it's TNT's turn to cover the final, Stanley Cup Final. because ESPN and EST alternate each year who gets televised Stake final. And this year it's the TNT. And I don't have power TNT. I think they're a good channel. I like their the NHL on TNT hockey panel, which is hosted by Liam McHugh. He's a great hockey host. I've liked him since he was on the NBC Sports Network, which is no longer in operation because the NHL used to be on the National Sports Network before moving back to ESPN. So he's been a very, very good host on the NHL pregame on TNT, and I do enjoy all the hockey analysts that are on that hockey pregame show, including Hammond Lundqvist and Anson Carter. So both of them, I enjoyed it. Sometimes you see Wayne Gretzky on the NHL pregame as a hockey analyst, but not too often. So I do enjoy watching the NHL pregame on TNT. They break down the game so well. And as far as who's going to do all the stake of final games this year, it's going to be probably Kenny Albert, who is a phenomenal hockey play-by-play announcer. Now, as you all know, he's been doing the Ranger games on 880 ESPN New York. Now, starting next season, which is the 2025-2026 hockey season, he's going to be doing the Ranger games as the play-by-play announcer on NBC Network, taking Sam Rose's place. So he's a phenomenal hockey play-by-play announcer. And Eddie Olczyk will most likely be the color commentator. Him I love. He's a great hockey color commentator. He analyzes the game so well. So I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny Albert and Eddie Olczyk calling all Stanley Cup final games. Now, the Stanley Cup final will begin on Wednesday. Here is the game schedule for the Stanley Cup final, Florida versus Edmonton. Game 1 will be Wednesday, 6-4, 8 p.m. at Panthers. Game 2 will be Friday, 6, 8 p.m. at Panthers. Game 4 will be Thursday, 6-12, 8 p.m. at Oilers. If there's a Game 5, it will be 6:14 at 8 p.m. at Panthers. If there's a Game 6, it will be Tuesday, 6:17, 8 p.m. at Oilers. And if it's a Game 7, which most likely there will be, because I'm predicting that this series will go 7 games, I'm predicting that it's going to be Friday, 6:20, 8 p.m. at Panthers. So that's the game schedule for the Stanley Cup final. Like I said, I think this is going to be a fun and exciting and tight series. I do expect that this series will go 7 games easily. Because like I said, both these two teams are evenly matched. And I'm sure if last year's was exciting, this year's will be just as exciting. So I'm looking forward to following Stanley Cup final. I may not watch every game, but I will be following it and keeping a close eye on it. So about who's going to win the game. I mean, I know the Pets are favored to win it, but I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to pick the Oilers to win this series in 7 games, because I think it's just Connor McDavid's time of winning his first Stanley Cup championship, because this young man deserves it. He's been a phenomenal player ever since being drafted by the Oilers. So that's your preview on Stanley Cup final. Now on to the NBA Finals. Now before I get to that, I want to talk about the Knicks. Now the Knicks have came a long way, and despite this Knicks team being eliminated last night in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers, they still have a very, very good team. And let's be fair here. The Pacers were the better team, clearly the better team. Despite the Knicks finishing third seed in the Eastern Conference, and the Pacers finished the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. The Pacers were the better team. Now, I'm nothing against the Knicks. I think they're a very, very good team, but I don't think that they're just yet. I don't think they're good enough just yet to go to the NBA Finals, but I think they're getting there. And I don't think they need a full-blown rebuild, because I think this team is good enough to get to the NBA Finals one day. I think they just have to just make tweaks to their roster. In other words, they may have to make a trade here and there during the offseason. And I believe they will. I think there will be some changes with the roster. They may have to, if they do make trades, they may have to give up a couple of players. Now, one player that definitely won't be going will be Jalen Brunson, because this young man is kind of like the heart and soul of this Knicks team. He's like their superstar. So I don't think he'll go, because I think he's going to stay for the Knicks. But I do believe if Knicks do make trades during the offseason, you're going to see players go. And a lot of people are hearing that the Knicks may go after Giannis, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I don't think Giannis is going to come to New York, to be honest. I think he's going to end up staying with the Milwaukee Bucks, because I think he's going to end up resigning with the Milwaukee Bucks. It would be great if he came to the Knicks, but I just don't see that happening. So, despite the Knicks being eliminated from the playoffs last night, still a very, very good season. They have nothing to say, nothing to be ashamed of. This team does have a lot of pride, a lot of heart. They don't give up. Unfortunately, they're not that quite there yet. I'm taking that final step. And that final step is to go to the NBA Finals. Now, I do believe that this team will get there eventually, because I think this team is good enough to get there, but they got to make a couple of tweaks with the roster. And like I said, they got to probably make a couple of trades during the offseason, which means they have to give up a couple of players. Because I do notice one thing about the Knicks this season. Their defense is not that great. That's something that they got to work out during the offseason. And I believe that they will. I do believe Tom Thibodeau will stay with the Knicks as the head coach, even though Knicks fans want him to be fired. And I don't believe he should be fired. I don't believe that, because I think he's done a phenomenal job as the Knicks head coach, despite what Knicks fans say about him. And plus, even if you do get rid of Tom Thibodeau, who you get as the next head coach? What what good head coaches are out there. There are there. Should be able to stick with Tom Thibodeau. He's been a phenomenal coach since becoming the head coach. There's no wrong with that. Let's face it, the Knicks are not there yet. They're not ready to take that final step, which is the NBA Finals. Now, they did make progress during the season. They finally got over the hump on getting past to the second round. That was the big hump. Because last couple of seasons, the Knicks have made the playoffs, but they get bounced in the second round. This year, they finally achieved that goal and finally went over the hump, and that was get past the second round and go to the conference finals. Now, the next goal will be try to make that final step, which is go to the NBA Finals. And I believe that they will, because I think this team is good enough. They're just gonna make some tweaks to the roster. They may have to make a couple of trades to the season, and like I said, I believe that they will. They may have to give up a couple of players, but I believe that they will. So, kind of disappointment with the Knicks being out of the playoffs, but at the same time, I'm very proud of the New York Knicks. They had a very good season. They had one hell of a run in the playoffs, and I believe this team will be better than ever come next season. Okay, now let's get to the 2025 NBA Finals. This is a intriguing matchup, and this matchup I never saw, because my prediction for the NBA Finals was going to be Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Boston Celtics. Despite Cleveland winning the Eastern Conference, my prediction that was going to be Oklahoma City versus the Boston Celtics, because clearly the Boston Celtics are better than the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though Cleveland won the Eastern Conference this season. But it turns out that the top two teams in the Eastern Conference were bounced in the playoffs. Cleveland was eliminated by the Indiana Pacers in the second round, and the Boston Celtics were eliminated by the Knicks in the second round. So I'm not surprised that Oklahoma City came out of the Western Conference and advanced to the NBA Finals, because I think they're a very good team. Very good team. They finished not only first place in the Western Conference, but first place overall in the NBA. So I'm not surprised that they came out of the West. I'm surprised that the Indiana Pacers came out of the East, because I predicted it'll either be the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Boston Celtics. Those were the top two teams in the Eastern Conference. But here we are, your matchup for the 2025 NBA Finals. It's going to be the Oklahoma City versus the Indiana Pacers. And this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of an intriguing matchup. I don't know what to think of this matchup. At first I saw this matchup, I thought probably Oklahoma City will probably win this series 4-1. But after seeing the performance from the Indiana Pacers during this series against the Knicks, I think this series is going to go 6 or 7 games easily. Because I think the Pacers are a very, very good team, especially the performance that they put on against the Knicks. That Tyrese Hyper, and he's an unbelievable player, and I'm glad that he won the MVP award in the conference finals because I think he deserves this. So I think despite Oklahoma State being the favorite, I think it's going to be an evenly matchup between the Thunder and the Pacers, and I do believe that this series will go 6-7 games. If I was going to win the series, I think as much as the Pacers are a good team, I think they're going to just fall short, and lose to the Thunder because I think the Thunder are clearly better than the Pacers, just slightly better than the Pacers. So I'm picking the Thunder to win this series either in 6-7 games. So now the game schedule for the NBA Finals is this. Game 1 will be Thursday 6-5, 8:30 on ABC. Game 2 will be Pacers at Thunder 6-8, 8 p.m. on ABC. Game 4 will be, my mistake. Game 3 will be Thunder at Pacers 6-11, 8:30 on ABC. Game 4 will be Thunder at Pacers 6:13, 8:30 on ABC. Game 5 will be, if necessary, Pacers at Thunder 6:16, 8:30 on ABC. Game 6, if necessary, will be Thunder at Pacers 6:19, 8:30 on ABC. Game 7, if necessary, Pacers at Thunder 6:22, 8 p.m. ABC. That's your game schedule for the NBA Finals. So that's your preview of both the Stanley Cup Final and the NBA Finals. I think both finals are going to be exciting. I'm going to try and watch as many games as possible. Unfortunately, I can't watch all the games, but I'll watch what I can. It should be exciting finals in both in the NHL and the NBA. I just want to wish the best of luck to both teams in the Stanley Cup Final, meaning the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, and both teams in the NBA Finals, which is Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. Like I said, both finals should be very exciting, very entertaining. I expect the Stanley Cup Final to go 7 games because, quite frankly, those two teams are matched up evenly. And the NBA Finals, I expect to go 6-7 games because I think, even though the Thunder are favored to win the series, I don't think the Pacers are going to go quietly because after the performance I saw from them during the Eastern Conference Finals, I think they're just as good as the Thunder. So that's your preview on both the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Final. Like I said, I'll watch as much as I can. Can't watch every game, of course. Before I end this video, please, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow my channel with subscribers. So if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon.